And welcome to the Loveland Report and the Loner Ranger Show, where we bring you all of your real estate and mortgage news every weekend here on WDBO. I am Cleve, Loveland, Central Florida's voice of real estate. I've got along with me the Loner Ranger, Bruce Woodburn, and this is our holiday month, right, Bruce?
This is our holiday month.
And if somebody's got their act together and they get you all their paperwork, can we have them in a new home by the new year?
New home by the New Year's.
Cool.
We are committed to doing it, and I think you and your team, you're going to have to be all over there finding the right property and negotiating the right price.
And here's this is what's amazing. People always ask, I don't want to sell during the holidays. It slows down.
Actually, I think that's the best time to sell, because if a lot of people feel that way, then your house will be selected more often because less people are on the market.
Yeah, but it's like I look at the data, and every year, and Central Florida, we sell about 4,500 homes a month during the spring and summer. And fall and winter slows down to about 3,800. I've got October and September's numbers. That was 3,700, 3,400. And it's like there's not much of a difference. And the good thing, though, right now, Bruce, I love the Orlando Regional Realtor Association does a great job. And they gave us these numbers they give us, but the number of new listings each month is keeping up with the sales. So we're getting almost 4,000 new listings a month.
You can't sell more than you have.
Yeah, and the inventory is holding steady. I did a talk to the Financial Planning Association of Central Florida, and it was, everybody wanted to know, where are we at? Are we heading into another bubble? And inventory, literally, the average for the past 8 months is about 3,300 homes for sale, which is less than a month's supply, but a seller's market. Prices are rising. Now, the market is slowing, but it's gone from like a 4-alarmer to a brisk campfire, making your s'mores. I mean, I'm getting 2 or 3 or 5 offers on properties, not 20 or 30, like January, February, March was a little bit. I mean, we systematize it. My team handles it.
We don't need that type of market. Yeah. We need a more balanced market.
And buyers still don't go hog wild and pay a whole bunch over list. I get a lot of appraisal clauses saying, hey, we'll go 10 over appraisal. We'll go 5% over appraisal, whatever it might be. Most of the contracts average about 1, 2, 3, 4% over list. So, and it's a controlled burn, which is necessary sometimes. So it's the one thing that fuels this, and another thing that's great. Lending is not easy. You can't just fog a mirror and get a mortgage.
Here's the way I look at that. I wouldn't say hard or easy, because to qualify for a mortgage, in my opinion, is not challenging. It's just prudent. So, I mean, I wouldn't lend money to somebody personally unless I knew what their credit looked like, what their income looked like. Could they pay me, right? Do they have enough money to put down so I have an equity position? So lenders are doing the same thing. Now, the people that find it more challenging are self-employed people. But self-employed people, because what happened is Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac added on some additional requirements to make sure that self-employed people are consistent or increasing their income. And the only way to do that was to verify that their deposits going into their business accounts were substantial enough to be able to really substantiate their profit and loss statements. Yeah. Because a profit and loss statement is not an audited. We don't require audited profit and loss. So you could basically put anything you wanted on a profit and loss statement. Yeah. And Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac went, hey, we think you can put anything you want on your profit and loss statement. That's not really what we want to see. Yeah. So we want to see your last 3 months bank statements from your business account to make sure that the deposits are going into that account. Yeah. Now you can substantiate the profit and loss. So it used to be people just made up whatever the heck they wanted to on a profit and loss. You can't do that anymore. Yep. So self-employed people have a little bit more work to do. But for the average person, W-2 wage earner, hell, I don't even need tax returns for them anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, it's your W-2
it's just got to make sense. And you guys don't have, like I'm looking here at these numbers, less than 0.6% of the homes sold last month were foreclosures. Right. So I'm sorry, if you paid $3,000 for that home flipping class at the hotel ballroom, I'm sorry, you lost your money. And there's just nothing out there to find. I think
it's ridiculous that people, and you and I see this all the time, these people that pay for these classes, they go and they spend a whole weekend in a class to find out how you can buy a house with no money down as an investment property. It doesn't work that way. If you want to make a living out of buying like what do you call them? The tax
Tax certificates. Yeah,
tax certificates.
It's a full-time job.
It's a full-time job. If you want to make a living buying and flipping properties, it's a full-time job.
Yeah.
You should be a real estate agent. You should have a crew of people that are going to rehab the house, because the wannabe, when they call me and somebody says, I want to be an investor. All right. So
what are you going to invest?
What do you? Yeah.
Are you going to borrow money at 10% from a hard money lender?
And you know what? Most of them do.
Yeah,
that's exactly what they do. They're wannabe investors. So they go, well, I can get hard money from the Association of Builders or whatever it is, the investment club around here, and you're paying 10, 12, 13% interest rate.
With 3 points up front.
With 3 points up front, and it's going to balloon.
Yep.
So what happens if you didn't get what you wanted and get the profit? Now the lender's going to make the money on it, right? But it's a dangerous opportunity, but you have to really,
we can tell people how to do it correctly. Our seminar is this Wednesday.
Our seminar is this Wednesday.
Tell everybody about your
December
Leapfrog program.
1st, 6 p.m., Zoom. You must go to WeBringYouHome.com to register. But here's what I like about this seminar. And we have oftentimes called it a wealth building seminar, but it's so much more than that, because we'll show you how to retire with a lot of money if you follow these steps. Yeah. But it's also a home buying class. Yeah. It's also a first-time home buying class, but it's not just for first-time home buyers. It's for people that want to create wealth in real estate. And there's the thing with our class that we teach is that there really is nothing for them to sign up for and do.
Oh, we don't charge anything.
We don't charge anything to do it, but you don't have to buy this book and get these CDs and listen to this and go down to the courthouse and do all the. You don't do that. All you have to do is follow some basic steps that we set up so that you can purchase a home for minimum down so you can buy more of them. You don't have to put your 20% down that you do on a typical investor transaction. And just follow the process.
You know what's rising faster than prices?
What's that?
Rents.
Yeah.
So what's the number to reach you, Bruce? Because
my direct line is 407-250-9144. It's 407-250-9144. Or you can go directly to my website at WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com.
And for Loveland Properties, we sell more homes in a month than most agents sell in a year. Call 407-352-8118. We can help you buying, selling, preparing for that move. How do you coordinate that process? Or if you have investment property and you need a good property manager, you need somebody to handle your real estate portfolio and help guide you with that to make sure you're not making the mistakes Bruce and I have made ourselves over the past 30 years and the mistakes I've seen other people make, and I've seen how people do it right and end up with a mountain of cash at the end of their real estate.
And here's the reason that you and I do this. Because we don't make any money by doing the seminars. There's nothing to be gained in here other than helping you accumulate wealth in real estate and avoid some of the hurdles that we went through. So we like sharing that with you. We're watching several couples right now that are following our.
We got one on their third investment property.
Their third investment property.
We got another couple. I got a couple more at their second.
I've got one client. They've just closed on their fourth. They're looking at their fifth right now, and then they want to do a little bit of like office professional stuff.
And then here's what's funny is we get so many questions, and there's so much resistance and fear and trepidation, and then after they do it, there's nothing. They're like, after one,
that wasn't as bad as I thought.
Right? A couple months, they're like, we want to do the next one.
Right.
And it's like, and it's a plan, because I got an article here out of the Wall Street Journal on talking about, what's your home maintenance bill? You want to buy a $500,000 house. What's that going to cost you? Yard, power, utilities, all these numbers. These are numbers.
Think about that.
They can figure that out. Is it lakefront? Okay, so you need another couple. You need another $1,000 a year to clean the lakefront. Or maintain the seawall. You need
Absolutely.
A couple stuff like that. You can figure these numbers out. They are not unknowns, and we can do an estimate. We can do a budget, and that's funny, Bruce. Because if you qualify them for a house, when have you ever seen somebody not move in and go, oh my God, I can't make that first payment?
Right. That generally does not happen. Yeah. People, I think, will project their budget. Now, some people like to buy a little above their means, and some people like to buy a little below their means. Mm-hmm. I think it's dangerous to buy above your means. And I think that there's a lot of lenders and realtors out there that would like to push people into buying a bigger property and getting a bigger mortgage. For me, that's not what I want to do. I want my client to be safe. I certainly don't want to default on the mortgage. So I never want to put a client in that
you got to pay
position.
for it if they do.
Well, I would have up to 6 months, possibly even up to a year. But besides that, who wants to see one of their clients?
Yeah, no,
go into a
I've never had
situation?
somebody call me saying, "Oh my God, I can't do this."
Right.
So, but one thing about numbers is it can be figured out, and you figure out the credit side, you figure out the lending side, and then I can help them with a budget. I know what for them to expect on everything. So if you need to call me, it's 407-352-8118. We're going to hear from a couple of our sponsors, JT with Certified Building Inspectors, Central Florida Building Inspectors, and Equitable Title. Talk to you about what's going on in those markets.
Coming on to do a little bit from Equitable.
Yep. So we're going to hear from them, and we'll be back after this.
Yep. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Radio Show after we hear from these valuable sponsors. Welcome back to the Loveland Report and the Lone Ranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, and Cleve Loveland, here to help you save money when you're looking at buying real estate or refinancing. So, Cleve, I've heard a lot of things going on about people starting to freak out about interest rates going up. We've lost about 200 basis points in the bond market, and we're starting to see the pressure of inflation starting to drive rates up.
But, oh, my God, the world is ending. Chicken Little, the sky is falling because rates last year, a year ago, they were high twos.
Right.
And now we're in the low threes. Oh, my gosh.
Well, you're low to mid threes, and we're approaching into the higher threes as things go on here. But there's still you still have to remember they're in the threes.
I know.
Right?
It's still incredible.
And you can get 15 years still in the twos. I'm locking jumbo loans in the twos. But my theme right now is new house by New Year's. And I just want to talk a little bit about this because you and I know that the only thing that's going up faster than housing is rents.
Yep.
And there is no such thing as a rich renter. At least we've never seen one.
I've never met one.
I've never met one either. But I want to put something in perspective on really identifying one of the monetary benefits of owning a home. If you bought a home, let's just say we'll use even numbers for math. If you bought a home that was, say, $300,000.
Yep.
And you went with a minimum down payment loan, like an FHA loan at 3.5% down.
Yep.
Your investment into that transaction was $10,500.
Yep.
That's your down payment,
yep.
$10,500, right? If houses only went up by 3% per year, not 23%, not 15%, 3%, you would have made $9,000 in 1 year.
Yep.
Now remember, you only invested $10,500.
You already made your money back.
86% return on your investment in the first year alone.
And you didn't give your landlord $20,000.
You didn't give your landlord any money. And you had to have a place to live anyways.
Yeah.
So the benefits of it, and I just like to put that in perspective because I did really well in the stock market this year.
Yep.
I did well last year. I did well the year before, but I didn't make 86%.
Yep.
I don't know anybody that made 86%.
It's just
I know a couple people.
It's the first part of building wealth for somebody, and once you do it, you're like, oh my gosh, why didn't I do that sooner?
So we're going to show you in our wealth building home buying class on December 1st at 6 p.m. I want it to be our last Zoom one. I want to start doing these now in person again at a restaurant. You must register at WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. If you know anybody that's currently renting or anyone that owns a home and wants to understand how to buy property and make money the easiest possible way you can with the least amount of money out of pocket, get them into my class right away. It will be the last one of the year, and it might be the last Zoom one we do at all.
Yeah.
And it's easier for some folks because you may be too far away to drive to my class if I do it in Winter Park, right?
Yep.
So register at WeBringYouHome.com. You can call or text me at 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144 for the Lone Ranger. 32 years in the business, closed over 10,000 transactions, and I have not slowing down, buddy.
No,
not slowing down. Going strong. We will start seeing a shift from refinances into more purchases, and I just want everybody to be prepared for that. So let's help more people get into a home by New Year's. Right now, this would be your last opportunity to really get into a home by New Year's.
Yeah.
But let's say that you found a home in the next 2 weeks. You could close in January.
Yeah.
Right? You can still close in January.
Yep.
I can close you right now. If you found a house and want to buy or refinance, I'll close you by the end of the year. But we got to get going because you got title companies, appraisers, everybody.
I just had that issue. In fact, I just had one of my sellers got dinged, moving truck in the driveway, and a loan fell apart. And we're charging them. So anyway, call us at 407-352-8118 for Loveland Properties.
Yep, or call the Loan Arranger at 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loveland Report and the Loan Arranger radio show. Stay tuned.
And we are back on the Loveland Report and the Loan Arranger show, bringing you all of your real estate news for the past 26 years. The nation's, the world's longest running real estate radio show.
Yes.
You know anybody's been doing it longer. I have no way to verify it. I Googled it. So far, it looks like I am. But this is Cleve Loveland, along with Bruce Woodburn, the Loan Arranger. Got a couple of listings real quick I want to talk about. I've got an awesome one. We talk about that median price in Orlando. You know, the median price 2 years ago was about $270. Well, now it's $320. And right now, I've got one for $329 in Altamont. Solar panels on the house. Newer roof. We've got fresh paint inside and out. Awesome house for $329.9, two-car garage right in Spring Oaks in Altamont. No homeowner association, right by the park. Just an awesome location. I've got a gated house in Dr. Phillips. 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,000 square feet. And it's a 3-way split plan. And it's hard to find something at 2,000 square feet with the 3 full baths. But the bonus is you're in a nice gated community. This house was built in the early 2000s, so it's got gorgeous master bath with tub and shower. Just a beautiful home, formal living and family room off the kitchen. And then I've got one. I've got
Wait,
two.
what's that one go for?
That's $418.
Yeah,
$418.
And it's in what area?
Dr. Phillips.
For a 3-way split plan.
Yeah, 4 bedroom, 3 bath.
4-3.
So you got room for the in-laws, you got room for 2 kids, and then you got your room. So yeah, beautiful house.
That's a good buy right
That's
there.
a Beezer home. They were a great builder. So, and then I've got that is the best price for a 4-3 in Dr.
you'll sell
Phillips
that
and
one
in
fast.
Southwest Orlando in a gated community. And then I've got 2 acres in Eustis, 3,000 square feet for $599.9, and that's no HOA. Great neighborhood. It's getting so hard, Bruce. I remember when I had 13, 14 years ago, I had 30 short sales on 5 acres for $299 out in Claremont and Eustis and Mount Dora and in East Orlando. And this is just 2 acres for $599.9. This should go quickly. It's
what kind of property is on it? What kind of house?
It's a 3,000 square foot house, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. It's the owner runs a fence company, so it's gated. Just beautiful property. It's woods, no homeowner association. Just give us a call, $599.9. And the one thing I want to make a note of, Bruce, and you tell me your prediction for 2022 on interest rates and what things are happening. But I think our inventory is going to slowly start to climb. Now, what tells me this is the number of offers I get. I was getting 10 to 20 offers on homes beginning first half of the year. It's been slowing down to where I'm still getting a lot of offers, which is good. I'm getting multiple offers. But one thing that shows me people are getting greedy. Hogs get fat, pigs get slaughtered. Remember this: when your neighbors are selling for $550, you don't price your house at $650. You price your house for $569 or $565, and
or
a good
$550 and get a lot of bids
and
on
get
it.
a whole bunch of bids. Now, because what I'm seeing, Bruce, is I'm seeing usually about 10% of the market every month. If there's 4,000 listings, about 500 of them every month expire. Believe it or not, they get tired. They don't sell. They got the wrong marketing plan. They got the wrong realtor pricing it wrong. They got it staged wrong. Something's wrong. And that number is starting to climb, the number of listings expiring. And also, when I'm checking on a house, I'll check and see, and I'll come up with a price and say, all right, that house should be listed for $550, $555, $560. And I look and see, I'm like, who are these crazy people down the street for $650?
Right.
And I'm seeing a lot of that. People are getting a little greedy. You've got to have comps to back it up. Buyers have so much information in the palm of their hand in their phone. We didn't really have a lot of smartphone technology back in 07, 08 when the bubble was happening. And they know what the house looked like down the street. And you've had 5 billy goats and 3 labradoodles, and you were breeding chickens in the back of your back screen area of your pool area. and the house is torn to shreds. You had, fostered 15 children in it, and it needs a rehab. You can't ask what the really sharp fixer-upper down the sharp cream puff down the street that sold for $550. Right. You can't go way above it.
Well,
it has to make sense.
If you want a professional real estate agent to come out and evaluate it and give you a realistic price, I can tell you'll get more with hiring a professional real estate agent than you will one of these iBuyer companies. Call Cleve at 407-352-8118. That's 407-352-8118. If you'd like to get approved for a mortgage, I can increase your chances on being selected as the winning offer by up to 70% with my fast track loan approval. That's a full loan approval. What I will do, and here's how I'll elevate you. Not only will I guarantee a less than 30-day closing, I close most of them in 21 days, but I will call the listing agent and I will guarantee in writing that I will pay the seller up to $500 per day that I miss the closing. Now, do you think that's going to get the seller's attention?
Yes.
Do you think that your bank is going to make that same offer if they're doing your mortgage?
No.
Do you think your credit union will do that?
No, they won't.
Do you think the Rocket's going to do that?
Hell no.
None of them are going to do that.
No.
But I'll do it because I know I'm going to close the transaction.
You know what kicks it over the top for me? When I've got 10 offers on my desk for a house, what kicks it over the top is I see you on a loan. I'm like, okay, that buyer's going to the top of the pile. But you will call me and let me know, hey, this buyer is good, or you and I talk daily just about. But if another lender calls me and says, hey, I've got all their paperwork, I've got this, I've got that, they are golden. They're not worried about the appraisal. They've got so much cash down, it might, the appraisal might be waived, things like that. When I hear that from the loan rep, because I ask questions of the realtor and they go, I don't know. Good. I don't know. I got to check on that. So It's my job to try and make sure I get the best offer for my seller and a deal that will close. Because somebody could offer me a pie in the sky price, but I got to know if it's going to close.
The non-qualified person will come in the highest.
They'll come in the highest, yeah.
So if you have questions about that, you want to get approved for your financing, do it the right way. Talk to me, the loan arranger. I've got the best possible interest rates. I've got the best terms. I've got the best service that you'll get in the industry, and you are going to close on time. I don't see my loans not closing on time. I will pay the seller up to $500 per day that I miss that closing if you are approved on my fast track program. Just ask me about that. You can reach me directly at 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144. Or visit my website at webringyouhome.com. Now, this helps the client that's frustrated. I see clients still call me and go, you know what? I'm getting frustrated, Bruce, because I've made offers on 5 properties and I'm coming in at full price offer and I'm still missing out. That's because you have not made the seller or the listing agent feel comfortable with your offer. Yep. And it's not always the highest price.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's not always the highest
price.
I
will use the highest price and go to the person that I got the honor call from, like you, and I'll say, hey, tell your buyer, this is their counteroffer. Let us know what's going to happen. Right. Because I know that loan's a done deal. Whereas I got a letter from the Rocket that says basically it's just, if the buyer's not lying, it's approved.
Pre-qualification that's cloaked as a pre-approval letter.
Yep.
So, it's funny because I make that guarantee, right? And I'm going to tell you a story. This is a story that just happened. Had a client, matter of fact, called me from the radio. I'm doing the mortgage. Guy is works for one of the local sheriffs here. I'm not going to say which one. And works a ton of overtime. And he's required to work overtime. But due to budget constraints, the sheriff's department would not verify the overtime that I already knew he made. And they checked a box that this overtime will not continue, and I could not use it. And it almost killed the transaction. And he's calling me up, okay? He's calling me up going, hey, loan arranger, you promised you'd pay $500 per day if we miss that closing. Now, I'm just telling you something. Here's how committed I was. I knew I had to fix it. And he was frustrated actually with me. Mm-hmm. It wasn't me, it was his employer. But he was just frustrated because now he had the moving truck was packed. Yep. His kids had to check into the school, and he was really frustrated. Do you know that my staff stayed in the office till 10:30 at night to find a solution to fix that problem? And we did, and he closed on time.
Wow. Awesome.
Closed on time. And I'm going to tell you something. It was a little hairy because I was, that guarantee of closing on time and paying that fee, my company does not pay that. I pay that.
Yeah.
That's out of my own pocket.
Yep.
That's out of Bruce's pocket. That comes out of my bank account to pay that. But that's why my clients get to the closing and we don't miss closings.
All right. I know I tell realtors all the time, you want your loan to get done, just call Bruce. So you definitely got to do that. And phone number?
407-250-9144.
And for Cleve, Loveland, 407-352-8118. I want to back up to one thing. You said early show, you're closing jumbo loans. That's above what now, 650?
Jumbos as of January 1st are going to be 625, or a loan over 625.
Okay, so you're closing loans over 625. You said you're locking people in the twos. Now, I assume that's a good credit score and good documentation.
That's a good credit score. That's 20%.
But in the twos?
Down. Yes. I locked a client in at 2.875%, no points on a jumbo.
So I got a friend of mine looking to buy on the Chain of Lakes in Dr. Phillips for about $1.6 million. It's got probably $300,000 or $400,000 down. And so you can get that $1.1 million, $1.2 million loan.
20% down on, if you want that type of rate, it's 20% down. But listen to this. For those that don't want to take their money out of the market, because, I don't know, on $1.6 million, without me doing too much math, $1.6 million at 20% is $320,000.
Yep.
So as long as he's got $320,000 down, he can get those kind of
lower interest rate.
Yeah, but here's the thing: I came up with a program for high-end buyers that don't want to take their money out of the market. I've got a 3.5% down.
What?
Jumbo loan.
It sounds like an FHA for jumbos.
It is in the threes, but here's the difference of that and FHA. No PMI. No PMI. 3.5% down up to $1.5 million. I'll go to $1.75 million with 5% down. I don't know a lender anywhere that'll do that program.
That's incredible.
Now the rate is a little bit higher than my traditional jumbo, but not much.
Well, here's the difference. So they're putting down. Let's say they put down. What would that be? It'd only be like $100,000.
Well, yeah. If you were buying $1.6 million,
it'd be $50,000.
It'd be $50,000.
Yeah. So they didn't put down. So they saved $250 still in their bank account, and the difference would be okay. Your payment's a couple $100 higher, but you've got $250 in the market still making you money.
That's right.
At more than. Hopefully at more than 4 or 5%.
Well, it's $270,000, and right now, anybody that's in the market in not keeping their money in their checking account is making 15%, right? Yeah. So, but even if it was 10%, if you were making 10% on your investment, that's $27,000 per year, or an equivalent to $2,250 a month.
Yeah.
Now, your payment's not $2,250
no, it's not extra.
a month more.
No, a couple $100 more. Yeah. So
right, it's a few hundred bucks more.
This is what's important, Bruce, about sitting down with you. I have lenders call me all the time going, Mr. Loveland, I'd like to talk to you. I hear you do a lot of business. I'd like to talk to you about our loan products. I'm like, I always give people time. I always want to help other professionals with their job and talk to them. When they come in, they got the same stuff.
Right.
You guys at CrossCountry, you guys are like leading the pack.
I don't know any other lender anywhere.
That's why you're with them.
Our construction perm program, not only is our construction perm program the best that I've ever seen in the business, but I also do FHA and VA construction perms. I don't know any other lender out there that's doing VA construction perms or FHA.
I never heard of that in my life.
Right? Now, I'd heard of FHA, and I think there's probably about 5 companies in the entire country, and half of them don't even lend in Florida, that'll do an FHA construction perm. I'm doing FHA and VA.
Yeah.
Now, 5% down. So, matter of fact, I love my VA program. And by the way, if you already own your lot, whatever the lot's worth is your down payment. You already got down payment into it.
Yeah.
So I'm helping out a veteran right now that's buying up in Lake County, and he bought the lot. The lot's all his down payment. He's coming to the table with no money on a VA transaction.
Yep.
It just doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions, you want to get into that type of transaction, you're interested in understanding more about a construction perm loan, then call me at 407-250-9144. Or if you're interested in my jumbo loan, call me at the same number. You can text me at that number, 407-250-9144. Or you can go directly and apply online right now at webringyouhome.com. If you'd like to talk to Cleve or anybody on his team, amazing buyer's agents, Cleve is the best in the business when it comes to analyzing your home and listing your property. He can be reached at 407-352-8118. That's 407-352-8118. We got about 30 seconds more in this segment.
When we come back, I want to talk about getting a house ready to sell. This is literally cost hardly anything, but will make you 2-3% of your home price. So if you're in the average house in Central Florida, it's going to make you $10,000 by listening to me, by calling me before you get ready to go on the market.
So stay tuned. We'll be back in 5 minutes with more of Cleve, Loveland, and the Lone Ranger.
We'll talk to our sound guy about that.
Be right back.
And the final segment of the Loveland Report, Lone Ranger. We appreciate you listening to us, getting all your real estate and mortgage news. We are available to help you with anything you need regarding real estate. Bruce and I have done this for so long in Central Florida. We're both Central Floridians, raised here, lived here, work here, and you can call us anytime. Come sit down with us, have a personal consultation for your real estate. One thing I want to go over, Bruce, I talked about it before, teased it a little bit. I've got a 50-point staging checklist, setting the house up to look good. And this is what's hard for people. They live in the house for their family and how many kids they got and what they like to do and what's going on. I can walk into the house and kind of neutralize that. And I got a 50-point checklist on touching up paint, fixing holes in the wall, take down the family gallery, too much furniture. Let's put some stuff in storage, And if there's some boxes in the garage or one bedroom with boxes, not a big deal. I can tell you what's going to sell the home, what not. What I find is people want to spend about 10% of the price of their home fixing up, or they think they need to, and I'm usually about 1 or 2% to fix up. And it's usually the front yard, the front door. I'm looking at an article here out of Wall Street Journal. Front doors, first impression. Realtor standing there fumbling with the lockbox. That's the other thing. Don't set your house appointment only. You literally will cut your showings by 70, 80%, and you won't get as many people through your home. And it's just, you got to have access to the property. I've never had a security issue with a house. Realtors are going to bring people through. They use an electronic lockbox that tells me that Bob Smith was just at your house. Right. If there happened to be a muddy footprint, I can say, Bob, you're cleaning the carpet. I can track them down. Never happens. But you want to have access to it, and you want to have it looking just neutral. So somebody kind of like, you notice a builder's model. There's hardly anything in them. They're very sparse. Right. But you can kind of see, okay, that's the living room. That's the family room. That's the master bedroom. Not the catch-all. I went through a house one time. I think they'd bought every toy in the world for their kids, and it was in every single room in the house. I'm like, guys, we got to calm this down and get it back into the bedroom. So anyway, call me if you got questions on that, 407-352-8118.
All right, and now since we're hitting the last of the program here, I want to really just kind of end this on a note that if you are interested in buying a home, if you're currently renting, which you should absolutely be interested because you're not doing anything for yourself if you're a renter, I'm committed to helping you get into a home. We can get you shopping for a home with Cleve and his team right now. I'll get you fully approved so we can make sure that you stand above all other offers. But let's just say you don't find a house right now, or maybe your concern is that, you know what, Bruce, I just don't have enough money saved. Guess what's coming up soon?
Taxes.
So if you're getting a tax refund, don't go buy a George Foreman grill and an 80-inch screen
80-inch TV, yeah.
Right? Get a house. Once you buy a house, then you can go buy the TV.
Yeah.
Right? But let's get you into a house now. If you are planning on leaving your children or grandchildren money in the future when you pass, they're going to spend that money on a new Harley and Boston Whaler boat. Yep. That's what they're going to get. Okay, you can control your hard work that you made and you saved to leave for your heirs by helping them buy a home. You can gift the money. I can show you how to do that. Call me at 407-250-9144, 407-250-9144, or visit my website and apply online at webringyouhome.com.
Or register for the Wealth Building Seminar this Wednesday.
We got the Wealth Building Home Buyer class on Wednesday the 1st, 6 p.m. on Zoom, but you got to register in advance at webringyouhome.com. And I'm going to tell you something. You will not be disappointed in that class because we're going to walk you through all the things you need to do to not only buy a home, but if you already own a home, how to buy the next one with the least amount of money down and convert your homes into rental properties and amass wealth. In our program, Within 23 years, you'll own 5 properties, all of them free and clear, worth somewhere around $3 million, and receive $15,000 to $25,000 a month in rental income. What more could we ask for than to retire?
How much time we got? We out?
We got about 10 seconds.
All right, guys. Have a great. Remember, this is the new year, new home, new year. Call us if you need anything to do with real estate mortgages. 407-352-8118. Have a great weekend.
Yep, we'll be back next week, same time. The Loner Ranger, 407-250-9144. WeBringYouHome.com. WeBringYouHome.com. Have a great weekend.